Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us for Parent Cafe today. I hope you have your lunches and are ready to receive some very valuable information. Drop in the comment section where you are watching from and what are you looking to gain from today. My name is Patrice Canty. I'm your host, and guess what else? I'm the guest for today. So, just a little bit about myself. Again, I'm from North Augusta, South Carolina. That is where I was born and raised. I now reside in Augusta, Georgia. I went to the Army for 8 years where I served a little bit of everywhere. And now I am a lead project facilitator here at Augusta Partnership for Children. I received my early childhood education degree back in 2016, where I taught kindergarten, first grade, second grade, worked in different school systems to help with their tutoring service. But now I am working with teenagers 13 to 19 years old, and specifically on a curriculum called Love Notes through our Augusta Cares initiative. Now, I may be a little biased to this curriculum because I teach it and I love it. But Love Notes, if you want to know what Love Notes is a healthy relationships type of curriculum. It teaches our young people, or honestly, anybody who wants to listen and learn, but we target our 13 to 19-year-old youth. We teach them about healthy relationships, how to look for red flags, what things to look for in friendships, in relationships. They're not just relationships as far as romantic relationships, but relationships with their friends, with their siblings, with their parents, with their teachers. Because as we all know, relationships is how the world goes round. So why not teach our young folk, our youth, on how to have healthy and happy relationships? First with themselves and then with others. So again, this is an evidence-based program, and we just take our youth and we sit them down in these small group sessions. It's a 13 lesson curriculum. And it can go from, we can teach the whole curriculum in a week, or we can take, it may take 2.5 months to teach the curriculum. But it's all about engaging the totality of our youth, creating that safe space, that loving space, that non-judgmental space for them to talk and open up. We do different activities where we identify the red flags, where we do our personality wheel. How much better would you have been if you would have known your specific personality traits, the things that trigger you, the things that make you get more emotional, the things that make you happy? And these are the things that we are working on with our youth, helping them identify who they are in their young age. And it's such a great curriculum. It's such a great space for them to be in, because again, as I'm teaching and as my fellow facilitators teach this curriculum, we find ourselves having a conversation of, if I would have known some of these things when I was their age, or taught some of these things when I was their age, then we could have been such much more greater people and being able to be more productive. And so it's very important to me, to our organization, to the fellow facilitators, and then the organizations that we reach out to, that we engage our kids, our youth at a young age. Yes, the curriculum is targeted to 13 to 19-year-olds, but again, we can begin to teach our youth before the age of 13 about what a healthy relationship is, what it looks like, what it shouldn't look like, how do you navigate through life. And so the curriculum is a pyramid, basically. So it starts off in the beginning, it starts off with them knowing who they are, getting to know who they are, how to identify red flags, how to talk to people, how to engage, put down your phone and have an actual conversation. Stop trying to talk through text all the time, and more hands-on activities. And then, yes, we do build on things because we want to build a rapport with the kids. So we don't jump in at first with such heavy material. We start off with light material, and then we escalate to then we're talking about, sexual behavior, behavior, not anything that we go into depth about, but we make them aware of STDs, how to protect themselves, how to identify, certain when certain things are not going right with their bodies, their hormones, how your hormones affect your body. These our teenagers, our youth need to know these things. These things are not it's not something to expose them to so they can go and do. It's something that's a natural part of their genetic makeup, your hormones. Everybody has hormones. So wouldn't you want to know how your hormones affect you when your oxytocin levels get higher, your dopamine, your testosterone, and those are things of that nature. We explain those things and we break those things down so our youth would know whatever they're feeling and what they're going through is not nothing that nobody else is going through, that these things are normal. It's a part of, it's a part of life. It's a part of growing. And so we expose them in a positive way instead of them trying to learn from somebody else who don't know like them. So why not have what we call trusted adults? And trusted adults are just those people. It can be your coach, it can be your teacher, it can be your mother, father, your auntie, it can be anybody. So when we finish with a lesson, we have these questions that we give them to go back and ask their trusted adult about. So again, so we can pull that parent or that guardian, that trusted adult in to let them know what we are actually talking to our youth about, what are we engaging, what are the questions, what are the scenarios that we're giving them, and what that dialogue is like. Because it's not enough for us to sit down and talk to the youth about it, but we need the parents or the guardians or whoever that trusted adult is to be on board too, so we can all be that community, we can all be that village, we can all be everything that child needs in order for them to grow up and be healthy, productive citizens. And don't we all want our youth to just grow up and be productive citizens? Don't we? Like I stated in the beginning, isn't there things you wish you would have learned when you were their age instead of waiting until we get in our 20s or our 30s and our 40s and 50s or whatever, and then learning those valuable relationship things and things of that nature? So we have to make sure as a community, as a village, like we would say, that we are engaging our youth and giving them the right information and not allowing them to learn on the internet and learn through TikTok videos and Snapchat and all these other social media outlets that they have nowadays that kids glean their information from. Allow us to be the trusted adults and the mentors and the things that you need. And so this program, we are the facilitators of the program, but the program is available if you have an organization of children, that I say of 10 or more kids that you want this program facilitated to, feel free to email me so we can get something set up. And again, it's a 13 lesson curriculum, but it can be taught in a week, or it can take as long as 2.5 to 3 months. It just depends on you and what you want to get out of it, how often you want us to meet, and how the youth are responding to the program. And so everything is, again, I may be biased because I teach the program, but everything that they will learn, it is something that they can put in their toolbox for them to learn to glean from now and later on in life. As me and my fellow facilitators go through the program and we teach it, it's still new things that we discover that was like, man, because kids give us their perspective on things. They give us different outlooks on some of the scenarios, and you would honestly be surprised at some of the conversations that we have. So yes, we do teach this program often. Each time we teach a different cohort, we learn new things because the kids become so engaged with it and want to know so much and want to learn so much that they begin to open up, they share, they have they have input about what is going on, the realities of teenage life in the teenage world that they are currently living in. And so they open up our eyes to, sometimes adults, we always think with the adult way of thinking and not realizing that they're teenagers. So their views and our views are not always going to be the same, but it's up to us to bridge that gap. Well, not necessarily bridging the gap, but understanding the gap. That's what I love to say. Sometimes you can't necessarily bridge a gap, but you can understand the gap. Okay. And so we want to understand, well, what's going on? Why do y'all think like that? Why do you think that these things are going on? And why do you think this? And they would want to know, well, why do adults do this? Why do y'all say this? And why do y'all expect us to have all this information right now? And y'all are basically just now getting that information. So sometimes we have to sit back and be like, you know what? Sometimes y'all are not being disrespectful. Y'all, sometimes they just don't know how to phrase and verbalize the things that they're saying, but sometimes it be true. And as adults, we have to realize that sometimes the delivery may not be right all the times with youth, but they are being open and honest. Sometimes we expect them to already know things at their age that we're just now learning at our age. And so we have to create these spaces through programs called Love Notes to where they feel open and they feel like, okay, well, I can share this without any judgment, and I can come to them and be pulled to the side, because sometimes some things are sensitive subjects. Like we do talk about HIV and AIDS, and we do talk about absent parenting and things of that nature, teen pregnancy and things of that nature. So sometimes the topics does get a little sensitive. So if it ever gets sensitive, we would never force a child to sit in that space and continue to talk. They can step out the room, and if they want to talk to us privately, they have that option to have one of us be their trusted adult, so we can help them and navigate through them. Because if we're real, let's just be real, sometimes it's hard to talk to parents. Sometimes it's hard. I'm a parent of a 13-year-old, and she has a mentor that she's open to, because sometimes mama's going to see things through mama eyes, and that's my baby, and I just want you to be okay. And so sometimes I'm going to try to force conversation instead of just letting the conversation flow. And that is sometimes the hiccup that we have, because we can see in our own kids that I see that you're hurt and I see that you're in pain, so I want you to talk to me. Please tell me, talk to me. And we're pushing instead of just extending the olive branch and saying, I see that something may be bothering you. I'm going to give you the space. And like my friend always says, space and grace. I'm going to give you the space and grace to be able to deal with it, and then come to me and when you're ready, and allow me to help you to sometimes even just listen. Sometimes our kids don't even need us to fix everything. They just, my daddy, my guardian, they just going to listen to it. And that is a little bit of what we provide in Love Notes. When we are teaching this curriculum, we give them the space and the grace. We let them know, we put the information out there, and we wait for them to come to us or to bring the topic up and want to talk about it. We don't force the issue, again, for them to talk about it and to have to be all the way open and honest. And sometimes some kids never share, and that's fine. But by the time they graduate the program, they have been so filled with the information that we have shared that they was like, you know what, I'm glad that I took this class, and I'm glad that, I was able to sit through, even if they didn't share, able to sit there and be able to have something in their toolbox. Now, you keep hearing me say toolbox, because we have to get to the point to where we're filling our kids, our youth, toolboxes. That means they're toolbox of life with very valuable information. And don't let everybody, and that's something else that we teach, don't let everybody have access to your toolbox, because everybody is not depositing everything good in your toolbox, okay? And so, do you use your hammer? You may have a hammer in your house. Do you have a hammer? Do you use a hammer every day? You don't use one every day, but you have one just in case you need it. This Love Notes curriculum, no, they may not be in a romantic relationship right now. No, they may not be a teen parent. No, they may not, be sexually active or whatever, but they will have the information they need when they get ready to cross all of those bridges. So the things that we're giving them is information for their toolbox. It's things that they need for their toolbox, because you live life long enough, you're going to have a relationship, you're going to go through all the different phases of life. And all we want to do is make sure that we prepare them, make sure that they're ready, as ready as they can be, because sometimes it doesn't matter how much you prepare, life is just going to happen, okay? And we let them know that too, because we go over something what is called the success sequence. And the success sequence just outlines how you go to high school, get as much education you can get married, get a career, get married, and live your life. But sometimes the success sequence gets interrupted. Sometimes in high school, you may end up becoming a teen parent. Okay. But still yet, you, even as teen parents, you still have a success sequence. You still are a success story. Okay. Because even if you get pregnant in high school, or you get a young lady pregnant in high school, you can still be successful. And that's what we teach as well. Nothing hinders your success but you. Nothing can hinder your success but you. But that success sequence, once they become teen parents, now it's time for you to get as much education you can get. Okay? Do not stop getting your education. Continue to get as much education you can get. Get a technical degree, get a 4-year degree, whatever have it, get you a career, and don't step back into, don't recycle, don't have another child before you are established again. So we're not saying once you become a teen parent that, oh goodness, is all over now. No, you are still a success story. And that is what we teach. We teach the success sequence as if you just go through high school and don't become a teen parent, and we teach it from the aspect if you go through high school and you become a teen parent, because we want them to know that you can still be successful despite of. Because sometimes our teens get so discouraged because it's going to be hard, or they have other people telling them that, well, once you have that baby, once you get somebody pregnant, your world is over. It's all about that baby. Yes, it's all about that baby, but that is what pushes you to go harder to get the rest of your education, to secure a great job, and to not repeat that cycle until you are established and ready to have a full, healthy relationship. Now, y'all, you tell me, what type of questions do you have in reference to the Love Notes curriculum? What question? Because I can talk forever about Love Notes, because that's just how in love I am with it. I love it, love it, love it. I love it for adults too. If I can teach some adults this Love Notes curriculum, I guarantee we can be better individuals as well, because I know for a fact, me and my fellow facilitators, we have grown so much over the past few years that we have taught and implemented this curriculum, because that's just how impactful it is. And then it's evidence-based. It's evidence-based. So it's not a curriculum that we just put together and say, okay, we're going to teach this. This is an evidence-based curriculum. So it works. And it's effective. Okay. And so again, if you have an organization, not just an organization, if you know a group of kids, we're coming up on the summertime. If you know a group of kids of 10 or more that you can get to commit for a week, we'll come in. We provide snacks, we provide incentives, and we provide a very good time. Okay. We provide all of that. And so if we can come in and we can implement this program, feel free to email me, pcanty@augustapartnership.org, and we can get that set up for you. Okay. I have enjoyed y'all so much, again, because I could talk forever about the Love Notes curriculum, because that's just how much I believe in it. But if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please email me, call me. And yeah, so I hope I have not taken up too much of your lunchtime. But again, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being a part. If you would like to be on the Parent Cafe, reach out to me too. If you are an organization that you have some great resources out here for our community, please feel free. Email me so we can get you scheduled, so you can come sit at the table with me and we can talk, and we can get your information, and we can get your organization out there, and we can get help expose your organization to those who may need it as well. Okay? Well, y'all enjoy the rest of your day. Continue to be blessed. And until the next time, bye. Because I'm looking right at the camera. Good afternoon, everybody. And thank you so much for joining us for Parent